Hello all, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, I am Ravina Bhaskaran, an author, illustrator, and publisher. Today we are gonna color one big spread from this book, The Whimsical Garden Journey book. It's been really long since I've last colored a full big spread, so I have some time in between my projects, so I really want to give it a try, coloring a full big spread. I know it's going to take some time. I will walk you through with the speed coloring process. For coloring this spread, I'm going to use Faber-Castell Polychromos pencil. First, I'm starting with the center uh, couch area. I am giving some yellowish brown for the wood stand. I am using two kinds of browns here. One is this mustardy yellow color, and another one is some uh, very dark brown color to give some lights and shadows. I am not mentioning any color names here. If you want, let me know in the comments. I will include that from the next video. After giving some lights and shadow, I am blending it out with my colorless blender. That small thing is my Caran d'Ache colorless blender pencil. I don't want to waste that, so I'm using that. For this curtains, I'm going with the soft purple color. I am darkening out that black lines to create some frills. Also, I'm combining it with some fuchsia colors as well. This is semi-transparent curtain, so I'm gonna cover it with the white lines to make it very soft. Also, some overlaps on that right side wood. I erased some color of that wood and added some purple color to make it look like a semi-transparent curtain. For this couch, I'm going with some peachy pink and salmon pink color. This center portion is very attractive for me. For the wooden sofa, I am going with the reddish wood, which is like a mahogany wood color. Now let's move on to the foliage. I don't want anything super fancy hanging here because I want that dreamy purple curtains to visible. So I made it just a little hint of the foliage. Use some yellow and red and green mix. But behind the sofa, I am using some turquoisey green and giving it some pop. For the wine that is creeping on top of this wooden frame, I'm using some yellow, light green, and much darker green, and I am blending it out with my colorless blender. The same step for each and every leaf, so I didn't show that, I cut that out. And here I have completed all the leaves. um, from this left side, the same creeper is climbing to the center sofa. I am further darkening that green color and making it as a thick lush foliage that is creeping in. Next, we are gonna color the foliage. Each foliage should give enough contrast. First, I am using some bluish teal kind of foliage here. I want some attractive foliage near the dreamy purple curtained sofa. Here in this left side, also a very bright yellow sofa. It's so amazing. I really love this yellow sofa. I'm using bright yellow with some mustard color. I am hiding out all the black lines for the sofa and cloth kind of things. I will hide out the black lines even for the glass, where the light is hitting. Everywhere I'm gonna use this white Signo Uniball white pen. Whatever I'm using here, I'll be including the link in the description. You can go check that out. For this rug, I want some traditional royal rug. So I'm using some light and dark red and creating some pattern inside. And I am blending it with the colorless blender. Once you draw the design, it would be very awkward. Once you fully burnish it with your colorless blender, then it will look so subtle and it will actually look like a rug. I will leave out some white space in between so that I can use some gold accent at the last. So I will make that at last. Moving on to the floor and foliage pot, everything is in same color, some terracotta kind of color. And for this ottoman chair, since the cushion is blue color, I am painting it. I mean, coloring it with the blue color with some brown accent. For the candle, white color with some fuse coming out in orange and yellow. I want some contrast here, so I am using some bluish dark green foliage. It is giving enough contrast since the background is yellow sofa. We want some dark color, dark cool color to give some contrast. And that center table is also a reddish brown mahogany kind of wood. Now we are moving on to next foliage. Each foliage will be different from one another. I made sure it will give enough contrast to one another. Some leaf green, some are dark olivey green, and for the centerpiece the flower is like a Edward rose. For this hanging lamp, I don't know whether to make it lit or turned off, so I use some light ivory color. I didn't give much attention to that, and I made sure each and every foliage looked different. Moving on to the roof, it will be like a reaper, wooden reapers. So I am using two reddish brown color here. One is red violet, and another one is again I don't know the shade name. Um, it's somewhat like a mahogany kind of wood, and I'm blending everything with the colorless blender. Using the same color pencil, I'm giving some light and shadows also. Once I blend everything with the colorless blender pencil, then everything is so smoothed out. I'm using the same colors for this window frame. For the glass part of the window, I'm hiding out the black line and using some light blue. Again, I'm using different colors for different foliage. For the flowers, I'm hiding out the black lines to give some soft, subtle look. For the wall, since this entire building towards the left side is wooden, I want to give some wooden touch, and that wood looks like yellowish wood. Some fruits on the table, and here we are doing a small rug in front of the beach couch. I'm using some blue and green combination. Again, I'm leaving out some space for white space to give some gold accent. I'm hiding out all the black lines here. I don't want any rough black lines on any of the textile, because using white on it will give some soft subtle look. For the ground, I'm using some peach and uh, brown, peachish brown kind of color. And for the footsteps, what will you tell that? Path stone, yeah. Path stone, I'm giving some light gray as of now, and I am darkening it out, the edge of that path stone to make it look that it is raised from the ground. I'm blending everything with the colorless blender again, and now I am darkening out that gray color. I'm gonna give some lift to this pathway, so I'm using my white pen and hiding out all the black lines, and I'm giving some brown shadow below that, below each and every path stone. Again, the foliage, same terracotta pot with some green foliage. Below here, I'm using some blue and dark green. I need some darker foliage here because this page also needs some darker foliage. For these bushes, I'm gonna use some reddish uh, color and giving some stripy lines. It looks like a furry bush. For this, some light green and dark green, I'm giving out this stripy textures. I really love this texture. I really love this kind of foliage, so I really enjoy making this foliage particularly. It came out well as well. For this part, I'm giving some yellow tint where the light will be hitting. Also for this bigger pot also, I'm giving some yellow tint. Since that is a fireplace, we will attract some light on that. And behind everything, we need some dark color, dark green for bush. Same light green and dark green leafy stripy leaves. And I'm using some dark green foliage on top of this fire place. It will look so good once I complete everything, I guess. Then this tree part took a lot of time. I am slowly building out. I am creating some uh, squiggly that tree shape, and I'm using both cool green as well as the warm green, and made it as a one different weird kind of green somehow, and made it look like a tree. Then for the tree trunk, I'm using some Van Dyke brown and another kind of brown, and made that uh, tree barks. Here, behind the building, I want some dark foliage so that it will bring enough contrast to the foreground elements. Then I'm using some dark green behind everything. I'm not gonna go in very detail here because these foliages are smudged out and gives some foliage effect, but it looks like they are farther away from our side. And for the sky, I'm using some light magenta color, and that top part is a little bit darker, and when it moves down it will be a very subtle, almost white uh, magenta color. For this fireplace, Wherever the light is hitting, I am giving out some yellow tint, and later that I'm using some earthy green plus cool gray mix. I want that earthy green because since the plant is grown on top of that fireplace, I thought it will get have some algae, some watery. I mean, it will be damp enough to grow some foliage. So I use some green color, so it will look like algae filled rocks. For the woods, as usual, brown for the fire, orange, yellow with some red, and some white pen magic. I'm using different shades of gray here. I mean the cool grays, all kind of cool grays. Then for the florals, different florals, pink, yellow, orange, everything. I made sure to cover all the florals with the white pen to give that subtle effect. For this creeper wine, I want these florals to be white. It is much better in that way. As I have said, I'm using some gold pen and giving some gold accent for the rug. Also for this ottoman and for the small rug as well. Now for the cushion, we are adding some pom-poms using my color Posca pen. For the rug also, I am creating some tassels here and there. These are very little minor details. On the whole, you will see it very interesting. For this yellow sofa also, I have created some pom-pom cushions. For this curtain, I'm using some beige pom-poms which you cannot see in the camera, but in real you can see that. I think we have come to an end, and this is my completed spread. I really enjoyed coloring this. I hope you like this video. See you soon in my next video. Happy coloring. Bye bye.